Okay, so we are still on this notion of kind of the lower half.
Okay.
And we'll start again in a cat-cow to open our practice, which is a tiny bit unusual. So let us have hands under shoulders and knees under hips and just kind of feel, and you can invite fists if you have any difficulty with your wrists. And I like a big wide hand if I'm using my whole hand, and just sort of feel settled in the shoulders, you know, maybe move the head a little bit so you kind of feel the head in line with the spine. So the neck and then the skull comes off of the head of the neck. And then similarly, lengthen your tailbone so you can kind of move your pelvis around so you feel like your tailbone's at its longest, so the pelvis is at neutral, which automatically for me engages my core. And let's start with a very familiar cat and cow and just have awareness of, let's try it without, we're going to tuck our toes in a little bit, but let's untuck our toes for now. So you get your legs solidly underneath you as you have your arms solidly underneath you. Let's inhale, filling the belly, pulling the shoulders back, lifting the pelvis as I lift my head into this back bendy like cow spot. Then I'm going to exhale and I'm going to scoop everything up and into this cat place. So my pelvis drops and my head drops and I've rounded up. So keep going through the motion just like that. This is a deep inhale. This is a big exhale. So using your breath at your own tempo. Just like that. And let's come to neutral and tuck your toes. So you're not lifting your knees. You're not doing anything other than tucking your toes. So just a little different information in the legs. And let's do 3 more. So again, I'm neutral here. I'm going to inhale into my cow and exhale into my cat, and just noticing any if I feel any different because I've got these tucked toes. Beautiful. And the end and extend, untuck your toes. All right, good. So we're going to have this, we have this leg focus. Let me just make sure I hear a noise. Okay, usually I turn those emails off. We don't want beep buzzes. So I'm still on my hands, nice and strong, nice and solid in my shoulder system, and on my knees. And let's explore these legs and how they operate. So what I'd like to do is keep on both arms. So it's almost like a half a bird dog. Keep on both arms and just extend your right leg back behind you. You can stay on the floor. So notice how the hip is square and it's going to stay square. So the box that is the shoulder and the hip is lined up right over the mat. And all I'm going to do is lift this leg up to hip height. So it's in line with my head, right? And now I'm going to move very slowly, but I'm going to flex my foot and I'm going to pull my heel back towards my shoulders or towards my head. And while I'm doing this, I am shortening my hamstring and lengthening my quadricep, if you can feel that. And then point your toe and go in the opposite direction just as slowly. And you are gradually lengthening your hamstring and shortening your quadricep. So keep going with that motion, just feeling the changes in the muscular tissue as you invite one side of your leg to lengthen and the other side of your leg to shorten. and then doing the opposite. One more time. Beautiful. Let that leg come down, slide it back in. Maybe a little motion in the body before we go to the second side. And then here we are arranged. Let's slide the left leg back. So ensure my hips are square, then float it up so it's in line with my head. Then I'm going to flex, pull it in nice and slow, like I'm moving through mud. So here I'm shortening hamstring, lengthening quadricep. I'm going to point, draw it out, and now I'm going to lengthen that hamstring and shorten that quadricep. So two more. Keep feeling what you feel. And slide in and relax and go ahead and slide yourself back to a nice child's pose. I'm going to just, the dog is slightly off camera. I just figured I should make sure the dog's on camera. The nice sleeping dog's on camera. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're in a child's pose, just breathing nice and relaxed. And then let's come on back up to this position. Again, finding that neutral spine where I've got some core engagement. When I really lengthen this tailbone, I feel engaged. I can feel that engagement here. And let's do hip circles. There's one of the things we're going to explore today. What are all the ways that my hip and leg can move? And so this is our first exploration of that. So what I'm going to do is strong in my shoulders and arms. I'm going to be three-legged because I'm going to pull up my right knee in the air. So I'm going to pull my right knee forward. So this is flexion, right? So hip flexion is taking my knee towards my elbow. Hip external rotation, I'm going to take it to the side. Hip extension, I'm going to take it back behind me. And then internal rotation, I'm going to curve in as I come back in. All right, let me show it to you from this angle in case this is a better angle or a different angle. Flexion, external extension, external rotation, extension back behind me, and then scoop it in for a little internal rotation. And we got one more time in this direction. So what happens is, I'll talk about the ranges of motions here. We're going to go the other way. So I have less internal rotation than external rotation. I have less extension than flexion, right? So more external rotation than internal rotation, and more flexion. And then keep going. Two more this way. And we'll notice these ranges of motion differently when we're doing different things. All right, great. Slide in, shake everything out, and we'll do the second side. Nice and solid and strong in your all fours position. Pull left knee in, take it out, take it back, scoop it in internal. So we're going 3 and 3. Take it back the other way. All right, beautiful. One more time, child's pose. Take your arms back behind you, clasp your hands, roll your shoulders back, lift your arms up off your body, and breathe here. All right. Come on up and let's have a regular ordinary bird dog as well. So again, hands, I can be on fists and lengthen that tailbone. So I'm feeling really long from the crown of my head to the tip of my tail. And let us inhale, left arm floats up, right leg floats up. They stretch as long as I can let them stretch. Hips are squared, shoulders are squared. And then I can exhale and come back in. Inhale, second side. So I want to just reach far back behind me, right? Sometimes I have people with their leg isn't quite reaching. So I'd like to reach both my arm and my leg. One more each side. All right, so let's come in, let's tuck our toes. We're going to invite ourselves up for a downward facing dog. So feel strong in your arms, strong in your legs, right? So you know what's coming. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to inhale, lift my knees, and then lift my hips all the way up. And there I am, dropping my head. And why don't we pedal when we get here? First doggy of the day. And just keep lifting those hips back behind you, lengthening the spine. Chest melts towards your thighs. Hips and thighs lift up and back and away. And then when you're completing, when you feel satisfied with your pedaling, let's inhale, lifting the hips up. And then we're going to do something today, which is going to involve some side-to-side squatting. So what I'm going to do is catching up with our breath. Let's inhale here. Let's exhale, pivot your heels to the right and take a little squat on the right. Inhale to center, exhale to the left and a little squat, and inhale center. We'll do that again. So to the right, I'm going to squat. Inhale center to the left, I'm going to squat. And inhale center one more time, I'm going to squat to the right. And inhale center, I'm going to exhale squat to the left. And then inhale center, nice and full and rich. Stretch the body. Let's inhale here. And then when I exhale, great. And then inhale again. And this time when you exhale, start to walk your hands back towards your feet, gradually hinging your hips more and bending your knees. So you're going to end up in a forward fold at the back of your mat. And inhale here. And exhale. Let's inhale to a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. Gorgeous. You can walk around, shake everything out. And I will review. Oh, yes, I know what I wanted to play with. Okay, so I'm going to just stand facing you in the middle of my mat. And I'm standing hip width apart. And I can just kind of march a little bit. Just feel those, kind of articulate those feet underneath you. So you feel like you're really connecting 4 points in each foot solidly underneath you. You're going to lengthen your tailbone as we were doing when we were in our all fours position, feeling the lift of the tissues here, right? Feel the lift of the core up towards your ribs, towards your chest, the lift of your chest, and your shoulders relax in counter to the chest lifting, right? Neck floating on top. So we're going to do what is called, actually, I need to move over so I'm all on my mat. We're going to do what is called tendu in ballet. And do me one more thing, kind of just circle your shoulders around a couple of times, back and down and around, back and down. That just idea struck me and felt good. All right. And for this today, let's float our arms up, just out, to kind of tee out your arms and sort of feel how your rib cage is held up along with your chest, right? So there's nothing's kind of slightly collapsed, right? It's all pretty elevated. My arms are teed out. So the challenge I'm going to add is I'm going to tap my leg forward and side and back, moving my right leg first, balancing on my left leg. So I want to just really come into this very strong, tall posture. And let's inhale here, and then exhale and just tap your right foot in front of you. Inhale back, exhale. Inhale back, it's going to go back now. Exhale, inhale. Continue just like that. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Keep it going for me. Ballerinas do this every single day of their life. Of course, they do it on top of their toes as well as like this. Couple more each side. So just feeling the movement of the leg underneath you, right? So this is a flexion coming forward, a little external rotation going to the side, extension going back behind you, and then just shake everything out. So did you already notice how when your leg comes forward, you know it could go even more forward. When your leg goes back, it doesn't want to go too much further back. So we've got less range of motion in extension, every human, and more range of motion in flexion. How much range of motion varies human to human, but that is the general rule. So standing up nice and tall, let's tee up the arms one more time. Lengthen, 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 inhale. Exhale, I'm going to tap left foot forward, inhale, tap side, inhale, exhale, jack, and keep going. Forward it goes, side. So the upper body doesn't betray that the lower body is doing anything, right? So this is all happening hips and below. 2 more. Or just shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Let's add on. So I'm still standing hip width apart, and I'm going to sink into a chair. So I'm going to pivot to just be clear that when I sink into a chair, what's happening is my hips are hinging, going back like I was trying to sit in a chair. And maybe I come only a little bit down, maybe I come further down, maybe I come down so that my thighs are parallel with the floor. But that's up to me. How low I sink is up to me. Let's have Anjali Mudra, my hands in front of my heart. So start up standing so tall, you're so tall, and then hinge at the hip, but the length of your torso is the same, right? So you're still really long in your torso, excellent posture in your torso, right? Hips are square, shoulders are square, and here we are. And believe it or not, we're gonna do this kind of similar leg movement in chair. So be solid where you want to be. So you don't want to come up and down with each motion. You want to be settled where you are. And then I'm going to go front and side and back in this chair position. So see how this works for you. Let's have 2 more. And you may come on out of it so you can shake it out. And then we'll get ready to go again. So you sink to whatever level you want to be. It can be a different level on this side if you like. And we'll get ready for our tapping. So breathe naturally as you go. So I'm going to tap in front. So same premise, right? So the body is not betraying that the legs are doing anything. 2 more. And come on up. Shake it all out. Most excellent. We will descend to the ground again. So let's actually do the reverse of what we did. So I'm going to come to the back of my mat. And I'm going to inhale, and I'm beautiful tall. I'm going to exhale, fall forward to a forward fold. I'm going to inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And now I'm going to walk out to downward facing dog. Okay, so walk myself out and find my down dog. There it is. Inhale here. Exhale here. So let's do a little flow coming in and out of plank. So inhale here. Exhale, slide yourself forward. You're in your plank. Inhale back to your dog. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. And exhale forward to your plank. Inhale in your plank. And then exhale, lower yourself to the ground. So you can lower your knees, lower your chest. You can lower your knees half chaturanga, or you can full chaturanga, whatever you'd like to do to lower yourself down to the ground. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. Your head is hovering. No kinks in your neck, right? So the neck is nice and long. And let's inhale. So, and my legs are lengthened out. next to each other. And I'm going to press my hands down and inhale up into a cobra. So I can come a little ways up, I can come more up, I can come all the way up, hug my elbows into my torso, exhale down. Press and inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale. Great. Pull your arms under you just so we can chat for a moment and discuss our next moves. Oh, and I didn't mention, it'd be nice to have a strap somewhere for this practice today, for later in the practice. Although for some people, they might need this now. Because what I want to do is a funny thing, I'll admit, and it's a half bow pose, right? So bow pose normally is something like this. There's full bow pose. But we're going to play with half bow pose, okay? So I'm on my elbows to start. And what I want to do is just bend my right leg and grab it if I can. Now, if I need the strap can help me connect my foot if I can't reach it. So you've got a strap, so you can take a strap for that. And I'm just going to lower myself down and just kind of pull. So lifting the quadricep and coming into a little back bend. So here's a half bow on the right. And then I can lower my right leg, lift my left leg, take a half bow on the left. So let's do that a couple more times. Half bow right. I'm going to add on half bow left. And half bow right. And half bow left. All right, relax everything. Make a pillow for your head. Let your head come down and just sort of shake a little bit and just breathe. Take a little break. All right, stay low like that with your head, we're gonna do half locust next, so you can feel what's coming, right? We're gonna blend everything. So have your forehead on your head, forehead on your hands, and inhale here, and exhale. Then inhale, lift your right leg, exhale. Inhale, lift your left leg, exhale. So this is a half locust. Beautiful. Lift yourself back up on your elbows. So picture it before we do it. What we're going to get involved with is a half bow married to a half locust. All right. And what I want to do is this. I'm going to bend my right leg and capture my hand here. I want to take my left leg, my left arm, and I'm just going to have it back behind me. So it's reaching back behind me. And so inhale, come up and lift the left leg. So here you are, half locust, right? And then come down and switch sides. And come down and switch sides. And switch again. One more time each side. Okay, that was fantastic. Let's put our hands underneath our shoulders and tuck our toes. And we're going to come on up to downward facing dog. If you'd like to go through all fours, you certainly can, or you can push through plank and up. Whatever you'd like to do is good. And inhale at the top of your down dog. Open your mouth and exhale. Inhale again. And exhale. Let's inhale and walk our hands back to our feet, and we come into a forward fold. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan. All the way up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Beautiful. I need to pull things down, rearrange things, and let us start a standing series. Yes. So, a little bit of a different standing series today. What I'd like to do is start facing the long edge of my mat, facing you. My toes are out, my heels are in, and I'm pretty wide, right? So I'm just about, just outside of my shoulders. If you want to be a little narrower, you can be, sort of do what's comfortable for you. And then inhale, be nice and tall here. All right, so let's just do some a little relaxing, all right? So, and I'm going to turn to the side just so this is really clear. So I'm going to inhale my arms up, I'm tall. I'm going to exhale, my knees are bending, but I'm not hinging my hip. And then I'm going to inhale back up and exhale. So this is meant to be just kind of nice and easeful. More. Beautiful. And then just sort of stand up. And you're going to think about this before you do it. Because what we're going to do is we're going to inhale here, and then we're going to exhale, and we're going to pivot to the left and pivot ourselves into warrior two. So I'm pivoting my feet, opening my arms, right? Turning my head to look that way. All of that's going to happen. So inhale nice and tall, and then exhale and take yourself into warrior two. So where are you here? Feet are strong. Front foot is aimed to the front of the room. Back foot is at an angle. I might be stacked, or I may be on two railroad tracks. That's up to me. My feet are strong, legs are strong. Hips are where is comfortable for me. So there's no requirement to be open or closed or anywhere. I'm just exactly where I land. That's what I'm going to honor. My core is engaged to lift me up. Chest is elevated. Shoulders are relaxed. My arms are teed out in line with my shoulders. And I've turned my neck to look out my left hand. So that's what it should look like. I'm going to inhale here. Let's exhale and reverse. So my left arm's going to lift. My right arm's going to drop. I'm looking straight up. I've come into a side stretch. Inhale my arms up, straightening my leg. I'm going to reach myself into triangle. So my hand is here. If I have a block, I could put my hand on my block, or it can just be on my leg. Wherever I am, right? I go fairly low. You might not be as low. That's okay. Turn your head up and look at your hand. There's a little balance challenge if I look up here. And then inhale, come all the way up, and exhale to reverse. Gorgeous. Then inhale and turn your feet, and there you are. You're in our starting position. And just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right, great. So a few more of our little relaxos before we take second side, right? So I'm going to inhale up and exhale. And inhale up and exhale down. Great. So now the inhale here. Think about it before you do it. Exhale. Let's set our warrior two up. Aim to the right, right? So the right knee's bent, left leg straight. Strong feet, strong legs, strong core, elevated chest, relaxed shoulders, teed out arms. Look it out towards my right arm. Inhale here. Exhale, reverse it. Inhale up, exhale, reaching as I straighten my leg. I'm going over into triangle, and maybe I look up at my top arm, a little balance challenge. Inhale, I'm all the way up, and exhale to reverse. And then inhale up, facing front. Exhale, drop my arms. All right, good. So before we go to the second side, let's add something new here. I'll turn to the side so it's clear. So I'm going to inhale and tee out my arms. I'm going to exhale. My knees are a little bit soft, but mostly I'm just flat backing here. And then I'm going to swing my shoulders from side to side. So I'm going to rotate to the right, and then we'll rotate to the left. So nice thoracic spine manipulation, movement here. I should call it movement, not manipulation. One more times. Beautiful, and then flat back it, and then come on up. All right, good. So that was some rotation of the shoulders and the rib cage, which we're going to get involved with next, because what we're going to add is a revolved triangle next. Okay, so inhale tall, and then exhale me into warrior two. Inhale, exhale, reverse my warrior. I have a cycle of breath here, nice and relaxed. Then I'm going to inhale my arms up, exhale over into ordinary triangle first. So we'll repeat everything. Inhale up, exhale. And inhale up. So exhale over into your ordinary triangle first, and then think about your shoulders. You're going to pivot your shoulders, rib cage all the way around. Now my right hand's down, my left arm's up, and I'm looking back behind me, revolved triangle. And then I can inhale to take me back and exhale and take me over to reverse warrior. And inhale up, face the front. Drop down. So I always have to be careful with those words. So it's revolve triangle and then reverse warrior, just so we're clear. So let's inhale here. Exhale, drop forward. Inhale here. Let's do our twist here again. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. One more time to the left. And inhale, exhale up, inhale down. And then exhale, take me into reverse warrior second side. Warrior two. Inhale. I said the wrong thing. Warrior two. Inhale. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, straighten my leg as I reach over into triangle. Inhale, up, bending the knee. Exhale, reverse my warrior. Inhale, exhale over into triangle first, then take me around to revolve triangle. And then inhale, take me back, rebend the knee, and exhale for reverse. And inhale, face me front, exhale. All right, just take a break. Relax everything. We are going to repeat everything that we did and add on a warrior three. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. So let's inhale nice and tall here. Let's exhale, reverse my warrior two. I keep misspeaking, I'll tell you why. Inhale here, exhale, reverse your warrior. Because sometimes I skip warrior two, that's why I keep misspeaking. Breath cycle here. Inhale, exhale, reach me to my triangle. Inhale me up, exhale, reverse my warrior. Inhale, exhale for my triangle, and then take me around, revolve my triangle. And then inhale, take me back. Oop, I lost my balance. Exhale to reverse. Inhale up. Now I'm going to turn towards the short edge of my mat because I want to think about a warrior two. And if I want to just do any rearranging of my legs underneath me so I'm comfortable, that's fine. Because for warrior three, maybe I've started to come into a warrior one and maybe my hip has come forward a little bit. Whatever's comfortable for me in the hips. We never force them in any direction. So let's inhale our arms up. And then exhale, take our arms down. Let's take them back behind us for our purposes today. So inhale here, you're super tall. And let's keep the bend in the left leg when we come into our warrior three, okay? So lifting the right leg. So once again, let's inhale, be tall here. And let's exhale. So I'm going to tip forward, lifting my legs, squaring my hip, and keep the bend in the left knee as I go. And good, 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 good. And so be as long as you want to be there. Good. And then inhale up and over. This is my slightly weak side. Exhale, reverse my warrior. And then inhale, face me front. Drop everything down. And again, take a break. Just kind of move however I want to move before we do the second side. And so inhale, tall. Exhale, warrior two. I said it right. Inhale. Exhale, reverse my warrior. Inhale, arms up, straighten my leg. Exhale, triangle. Inhale up, bending my knee. Exhale, reverse my warrior. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, reaching for triangle. And then keep reaching as I rotate around for revolve. Triangle. And then inhale back and up and exhale, reverse my warrior. Inhale, turning my attention to the front of my mat. As I say, I can rearrange my legs underneath me to just feel secure for like a warrior one here. Inhale. Exhale, drop my arms. We're going to take it in this position. Inhale, taller, keeping the knee bent. Exhale forward into your warrior three. So your hips are square. The left leg is being lifted. The right knee is bent. Arms are reaching back. Shoulders coming back behind you. Inhale, and then step back. Exhale, and exhale, reverse your warrior. And inhale, up, face the front. Exhale, and just move as much as you want to move around. Great. So that was a lot of a lot. But let's take one more balance pose before we retreat to the mat and move in the direction of Savasana. But we've got a little more work to do. So I'd like to do a funky chair. So a funky chair is taking myself into chair pose, but with one leg coming into like a figure four with one of my legs. All right. So let's assume that we're going to start standing on the right. Hands in Anjali Mudra sets me up. Sink into my chair, however low or high I want my chair to be. Feel solid on both feet, and then particularly on the right, and solid in your core. So the core is really elevated as you lift the left ankle up and put it on the right knee. So there you are balanced. And if you need a chair or a wall or something, feel free. Feel free to have something that supports you here. And we're breathing here. And then step out. We're gonna do two each because sometimes it takes a minute, just kind of feel how it feels. Second side. So here's my weaker side, my left. Hands in Anjali Mudra, sink yourself down. So really actively activate your core, activate your glutes, feel super solid on your legs. And then you're going to lift your right ankle onto the left knee. And then come on out. That was actually not bad for me on that weaker side. All right. So walk around, take a break. And then let's revisit. I like to do each side twice because I learn things as I go. So we're going to balance on the right next. Anjali Mudra. Sink into your chair as high or low as you want that chair to be. That's up to you. Inhale, exhale, sort of really feel the core. Everything's activated. You're breathing that inhale, and then exhale, come on up. And then you're going to breathe naturally while you're in the pose. All right, step it on out. Second side, Anjali Mudra, sink, activate, and then lift the opposite ankle. All right, step it out. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, we shall, you know what, let's do one more thing standing before we come down. So we did the tendu, and then this is a related action of lifting and lowering the leg on one side. So I'm going to stand up nice and tall. And I like to really feel, again, that my rib cage is holding me up, right? So my chest is really lifting me. So the core is engaged, right? The glutes are engaged. And let's tee out our arms again. So palms face front. And what I'm going to do is inhale here. Exhale, lift my right leg. Inhale. So once again, the upper body doesn't really betray what the lower body's doing. 2 more. All right, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Second side, inhale, gorgeous posture. Exhale, inhale. Two more. All right. Let us come to the front of our mat. Inhale, maybe there's a little back bend here. Exhale, forward fold, your jaw, everything drops down, super relaxed. Grab onto your elbows and just sway here. Relax completely. Release the tension that might have accrued in our practice. Head is super relaxed. No tension in neck and jaw. Beautiful. And then let's inhale to half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then take your knees back behind you. And we're going to come back first for Dandasana. So I'm going to stretch out my legs, stretch them out nicely. I'm sitting on my sits bones nice and tall, shoulders stacked over those hips. Flex my feet, reach my arms forward and point my fingers. And then do the opposite. Point my toes and flex my hands. And the opposite. Couple more times. All right, great. So let us do a little bit of, so the hip flexor is the psoas, right? And that's what can lift my leg. And from this position, if you will, I'm already in some extension, right? Because of the position of my hip. I'm already in extension because I'm sitting. So I don't have a lot to go to lift it, but let's just see what happens if I can lift it a little bit. And I want to lift it without, I don't want to tip back, like I can lift it way more if I tip back, right? So I don't want to do that. I just want to see what how much I can lift and stay upright. So that's all we're doing. So it's the hip flexor. One more each side. Okay. All right. So we will, okay, quiet. It's our friend. It's a friend of ours. All right. So let us come down to supine. I think another dog arrived. And have your strap nearby. And we will just come settle yourself down. And just when you get there, kind of settle, make sure your shoulders feel like your shoulder blades are underneath you. So your arms can be externally rotated, right? So I don't want to be rounded here. I'd like to open those shoulders there. And I can lift my hips and lengthen my tailbone. And let's have our feet be under our knees. And we'll come into bridge first. So let us, arms down by my side. So press, I apologize for the barking dog. So let's press our feet down, float our hips up, and feel how the hamstring engages. Then the quadricep starts to engage, and the glutes start to engage, and then the core engages as you come up, and then float back down. So just really notice how the muscles kind of turn on one after the other to take you up. Couple more times. And down. Beautiful. So bring your knees towards you. Everybody's a little bit different how close they come in, but I've got my knees are together and I brought them closer. I'm going to pivot so she can see what I have in mind here. And now what I'm going to do is take each knee apart. So I've taken it into external rotation and then pull them back together. And just notice what you feel in your glute muscles, because your glute muscles are the ones that do this external rotation. So just see what you feel in your glute muscles. And you might also feel some sensation in your thigh muscles, because you've got abductors that are the ones that pull me in, and abductors are the ones that take me apart. Just notice what you know. Now, let us stretch out our legs. So little mini savasana here, and just notice how you feel here. All right, so now let's flex our feet. And I'm going to pull my right leg up to perpendicular. I'm not coming into a hamstring stretch, just a perpendicular. If my leg's not quite straight, that's okay. And then point both and take it down. Flex both, come up, point both and lower. So a little active leg action, flex and lift, point and lower, flex and lift. So of course, we're working with that hip flexor once again. So the psoas lifts so it's really the psoas that lifts us up, and the glute muscles that take us back down again. And last time on the left. And come on back. Fantastic. So let's get involved with our strap. And we're gonna kind of keep have our last round of sort of exploring the mobility of the hip, and do some stretching with the leg. So I'm going to take the strap and put it at the bottom of my right foot and hold onto it with either hand and take my leg up. And once again, if your leg doesn't want to straighten, that's okay. But I do want to pull the foot towards my head. Everybody will be different in this range of motion because I'm stretching my hamstring, right? So some people have quite tight hamstrings and some people have loose hamstrings. So you'll just go by you. You do you, don't do anybody else. So hold on here and just breathe. And the other leg, left leg, is pretty relaxed here and the foot's relaxed. I'm not asking anything of the left leg. Just focused on stretching the right leg. And notice what you're feeling. So the hamstring is below my knee and then goes all the way up and kind of knits into my glute. So I probably feel my hamstring and I might even feel some glute being in this position. All right, so the next thing I want to do is this. I actually want to keep my left hip where it is. I don't want it to roll when I do this, but I'm going to just hold on with my right hand and I'm going to externally rotate my right leg. So I'm going to take it out as far as I want to take it out. And I can put my elbow underneath me when I get there, right? So my elbow's underneath me, so that helps to support me. And if I want to use both hands, I can use both hands if that gives me, makes me feel more secure. But I don't want to roll over like that. In an ideal world, I want to keep the left hip down, and I'm just open here in external rotation. So you feel what you feel in the glute, feel what you feel in the hip joint, and just breathe here. Because now you want to take the leg the other way, and this time I'm going to let the hip roll up, and I'm going to let the foot come down on the ground. So here I am in a spinal twist. Take my right arm out and turn my head to looking out over my right hand and breathe here. Come back to center and release the foot, pop the knee in for a moment, and then lengthen your right leg. And now let's just have a mini savasana where I just notice how I feel with one side versus the other. And then I'll get ready for the left. So I've got my strap, I'm going to take my foot in, put the strap on the bottom of my foot, and then take my foot. So I can hold on with both hands and draw the foot towards my head, whatever's comfortable for me. And just feeling from the below my knee all the way up into my glute, the hamstring stretch, and just breathe. To the left. See if I can keep this right hip down. So I can hold with one arm on the left elbow. If I can hold with two, if that makes me feel a little more secure. Breathe. On up, switch hands and cross it over. Let this hip come on up. And then tee out your left arm and look out over your left hand and breathe here. Right leg is pretty relaxed wherever it is. center without effort. Unhook it, hug your knee in, and then stretch out, and just have this little mini Savasana. And we're moving towards our real Savasana. But now let's do this. Let's do we did the one-sided bow. Let's do a one-sided happy baby. So I'm going to pull my right knee in, grab onto my foot, and I'm just leaving my left leg long, and I'm going to have a one-sided happy baby. Right here, just move whatever you want to do in this one-sided happy baby. You can move as much as you want. Stretch out the right leg for a moment in between, and then bend the left knee in, grab the foot, a little one-sided baby on the left. You can notice, thing you notice about the difference from one side to the other, if there's anything that's noteworthy. We always just like to invite noticing. Great, and then stretch that left leg out just for a moment, and then a happy baby everything. So everyone's gonna come up, and we're gonna happy baby both. And I love happy baby for a lot of reasons, and one hidden reason I've learned recently is that it's actually a great way to stretch your pelvic floor. So every single muscle in your body, if you activate it and use it, you also want to counter that by stretching it. So it's nice to have this chance to stretch our pelvic floor. Then when you feel ready, you may stretch out your legs, and we'll come into Savasana. Arms down by your side, settle everything down. I just noticed that I did some extra stuff there. So this is gonna be a shorter Savasana, but that's okay. So nice and relaxed. Let's come into our breath. And gradually invite it to deepen. And notice the path of the breath. And see if you can inhale and get it down into this lower abdominal area. And then with your imagination, see if you can inhale down into your legs and all the way to your toes. It's imaginary. And then exhale. Keep going with that deep breath. As if I could bring the air all the way down to my toes. And we'll be still for a few moments, a few brief moments. Unless you want to roll to one side, which is another alternative. Roll to your right side or rock up. Let's have a seat. Here's some final breaths together. So sitting up nice and tall so the shoulders are stacked over the hips. Hands on your knees. Let's use our nostrils to inhale. And then open your mouth and sigh it out. Inhale again. And sigh it out. See if you can sigh into your legs. And sigh it out. Thank you for exploring the lower body today, hips to legs. I think you can bring of this practice into your day. Next week, we will focus on core, which we like to do frequently. So that'll be what comes next. I will end the recording. Oops.